Chapter 1. A snake told the first lie. Where do lies come from?
Hi, I'm Zoe. So, some of my friends have the latest social media apps on their devices, but my parents say I don't need them. But I do have my own tablet. I could download one, but I don't know. Should I? I mean, I have a friend who did it and without telling her parents, and they still don't know. Would it be a lie if I do it and just don't tell them?
Zoe has a problem. If she downloads an app her parents have clearly told her she can't have, she would only create more problems. She would be living a lie, even if she's not telling a lie. Anytime we intend to deceive someone, we are lying. A lie is a false statement with intent to deceive, an inaccurate statement. Today, we'll discover just how many problems our sticky feelings can get us into if we let them make us believe lies. It's time to start our study and meet Adam and Eve and a snake. A snake told the first lie. Let's read Genesis 3:1-7 together. The serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" "Of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden," the woman replied. "It's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we are not allowed to eat. God said, you must not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die." "You won't die," the serpent replied to the woman. "God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil." The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruit looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it too. At that moment, their eyes were opened, and they suddenly felt shame at their nakedness. So they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. The woman believed the lie. The first lie wasn't told by just any old snake. This serpent was Satan, or the devil, in disguise. The Bible tells us that he is the father of lies. Truth nugget. John 8:44 says, "The devil was a murderer from the beginning. He has always hated the truth because there's no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of lies." He told this first lie to the first woman who ever lived, Eve. But Satan wasn't the only one participating in the lie. Eve listened to the lie. Remember when the snake asked, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" This first lie was a half-truth. God had told Adam there was just one tree in the garden they could not eat from, but all the rest were a feast for them. Yet Satan tried to make Eve feel like God said they couldn't eat any of the fruit. Eve should have stopped talking to that lying snake right away, but she didn't. Instead, Eve began to dwell on that lie. Dwelling is kind of like when we have sticky feelings and we think about something all the time, every day. Eve said to the snake, Of course we may eat the fruit from the trees in the garden. It's only the tree in the center of the garden we must not eat, or we'll die. Eve's dwelling turned to explaining. She knew what the snake said wasn't quite true, but she tried to explain things and got herself into big trouble. That's when the snake went for the big lie. You won't die. This was the second time he lied to Eve. It's also when Eve's emotions began to take control. Maybe she felt confused. Wait, did Adam misunderstand what God told him? Or maybe she felt rebellious. If that's how God is going to be, then I don't want to follow God's rules. Or maybe she felt afraid. Oh no, what if God isn't as good as we think he is? We don't know what Eve was thinking or feeling, but we can see that she allowed her feelings to be in control. That's when something really bad happened. Eve began to believe the lie. She questioned God's truth. How do we know that? Because the next verse says this. The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruit looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom. God knew that Adam and Eve would die if they ate the fruit, and he wanted to protect them. That's why he told them not to eat it. Did you know that Satan is still lying to us today? He doesn't disguise himself as a snake anymore, but he still gets dressed up so we can't recognize him. Here are some of the different costumes he wears. Commercials and ads that tell us we'll be more beautiful if we just buy this pair of jeans or that brand of lip gloss. Friends who try to convince us to do things our parents don't want us to do, like watch a movie we're not supposed to see. Teachers or coaches that seem like they know a lot but disagree with what the Bible teaches. Our desires that tell us that we need a certain relationship to be happy, like a popular friend or a boyfriend. Our culture that tells us crazy stuff, like we must have social media to have friends. Oh, that reminds me of Zoe. I wonder what she'll decide about downloading that app onto her tablet. Just like God had rules about trees in the garden, Zoe's parents have rules about social media. Want to know what I think? I think Zoe's parents are pretty smart. Most social media apps offer a suggested age for use, usually 13, but sometimes 17 or older. Why? Because those apps can do crazy stuff to our feelings. They can cause a lot of sticky feelings that make girls feel sad, ugly, stressed, and have fear of missing out, also known as FOMO. Do you think Zoe should download the app? As her friend, what would you say to her? Take some time to think about that. Then let's find out what Zoe decides in the next chapter.